Do we even understand where this narrative of don't marry for money, marry for love even came from? Because it's so easy to just take and pick apart anything that you hear on the internet and form your own perception of it. And the conversation to me is honestly really just silly at this point. Because you just have to be in the energy of wealth, health, abundance, prosperity, and then you will naturally attract that. So the whole narrative is really just so silly to me because I understand the depth of it. But for those of you who don't, we as Americans have adapted this idea that if you are with someone for money, then that is automatically the absence of love. So who put these two things together? I mean, really, think about it. Someone who didn't want to have money because it scared them and they were afraid of it, so that they decided to shame someone else for having the desire and being open about it. That's why I always preach on here is that you choose someone for values, because values is the foundation that the house can be built upon. Not money, not love, not words, not romantic gestures, but values. I mean, really think about it. Does love and romance and smooth talk feed you and your children when you're hungry? No. But values do, right? If you're with somebody because they value money and they value family, then they will always find a way to provide that. So just to clarify, if someone is even using that kind of dialogue, then they're probably not embodying the energy of wealth and abundance. So if they use that dialogue of don't marry for money, marry for love, then you got to understand where that's even stemming from. We as Americans have been extremely poverty programmed from a very early age. And even in the Bible, it teaches us how to grow our wealth. Now, I am no expert on any of that, please. But we are programmed consciously and subconsciously from an early age that evil people are always rich. So the rich people are going to be evil, and that is inevitable. Money is inherently an evil thing to have because someone will steal it or they will perceive you as the bad guy. And we are actually all victims of it. If we watch any sort of movies and television, we are a victim of that. And not only from television, but also from school, because school teaches us that the only way that we can make a decent living is from, completing school and then going further your education in college, getting a degree, and then establishing a career that is considered or perceived to be like highly valued. And then being stuck in that system is how you will be able to make a fair living for yourself. But then school doesn't teach you any financial literacy, any investing, nothing about paying a mortgage on a house. I mean, it teaches you absolutely none of these very, very valuable skills. And I don't even like to get into the conversation about whether to go to school or not, because it's just so forced upon most people, and they don't even see any other way. They don't even see another way out. It's just so heavily indoctrinated onto us in order to pursue that path, that when I come along from, a completely different perspective, they think I'm crazy. They look at me like, what the hell? You're crazy for seeing it that way. Like, okay, I get it. You've been heavily indoctrinated by this idea that you need to go to college and get a degree in order to actually make anything of yourself. Okay, I'm leaving that because that's not even my department. But I can tell you that my values stand very strong in the fact that you don't have to pursue college in order to become something, okay? That will always stand. Anyways, it's designed to just keep you in a rat race. But really ask yourself, do you have limiting beliefs around money and love, and that they simply just cannot coexist at the same time? Sometimes we don't even realize our own blocks and beliefs that we have around love and money. And I've come such a long way because let me tell you, in my family, it was very, very much pressured into me to be poverty stricken. And I decided, no, absolutely, that will not be me. Oh my gosh. Like, I refuse to carry on that belief system, even though so many of my closest loved ones do have that. I don't want that for them, because that's from the devil. Okay, anyways, for thousands of years, women simply had to marry for money and resources. If they didn't care to have children and get married, then they would just have to stay with their families, their fathers, because they literally had to marry a man for his money and provision and ability to provide her with resources in order to survive. Like, literally, a man could not sleep with a woman or get married unless he had a job and was able to provide her with money and resources. And what a world, what a time that was to live in. So that crazy narrative that you hear all over the internet of, oh, she only wants me for my money. It's actually just developed since women were allowed to go out there and build their own businesses. Because do you think men in the 40s and 50s were crying tears and complaining, she only wants me for my money? No. Yeah, she literally does. She literally does want you for your money and your resources. I'm sorry, I have to make it playful. It's just who I am. So men and women right now are just at tug of war with each other because of the objectification of both sexes due to social media, right? A lot of people just start up a podcast now and say that they've been objectified by this man or objectified by this woman. The objectification of women's bodies from pornography, right, on women's end, and then on men's end, being objectified because, again, of pornography for their money. So the objectification of both men and women have started a war between us. So we just log on online now and we can just hear so many people from all over just dumping their traumas without even giving really any context. I always remember that story in the Bible of Ruth and Boaz, and how Ruth's husband had passed away, and Boaz, I think, was his it was his relative, her husband's relative, and she literally needed to marry another man after her husband passed away because she couldn't take care of herself. I think it was her and her mother. They literally could not survive. But she played out getting married to this man so wisely and so femininely, and it ended up working out for her because she was so wise in how she approached this man to get her to take care of her. Men seek love and nurturing and femininity, and women seek safety, and safety comes in the form of not only emotional safety and physical safety, but financial safety. I know someone who does the role reversal thing, and the guy's more at home and she's more of the head provider. Now, am I going to go as far as saying that it works? Not healthily. No. Their ideas of love and affection for each other does not pay the bills. It's extremely hard for a woman to love and appreciate a man who does not work and provide. And, I got nothing but love. I want things to work out for people that I know and people that I care about. I want nothing but good things for those. But that's just the cold hard truth, right? We are disgusted with men who don't exert any kind of physical energy, like don't expend any physical energy day in and day out and just like sit at home. That is so disgusting to me. I'm sorry, it's gross. It's not attractive when women do it either, right? We're all called to be productive, right? But it's actually like extremely unattractive and gross and a turn off to women when a man is just like doing easy jobs or just staying home all day. It really is not a turn on. Because even if a woman starts out being attracted to that because that's what's familiar and that's all her subconscious knows, eventually over time that resentment builds up because who she is and who she's created to be and her biological hormonal feminine system is not designed to appreciate that or to stay sexually attracted to that. Does that make sense? So that's why a lot of these couples end up, it just ends up not working out and they end up having a lot of toxicity between them because a woman will always be a woman who will seek out a man who is strong and can protect and provide. And please don't ever assume that I'm saying every one of you has to marry a millionaire. No, that would be silly to even say that because that's like top 1%. And the ratio of men that are actually millionaires compared to the number of women that are like seeking that, it doesn't even add up. So it's just not even possible for every woman to end up with a millionaire. So obviously that is absolutely not what I'm saying at all. It's just breaking down and understanding the root and where that belief system even stems from and like why people even use this kind of dialogue. And for men, they actually have to provide something. It's just like it's ingrained into their DNA to have to provide. Okay, what do you think that all of these like single, like what do you always see these single bachelors do? The guys that don't have a wife or a family or children, what do you see them do? They go blow money at the strip club on women because they have to like provide money for women. And of course, is that morally correct? Well, that could be argued, right? But still, just the principle of they have to be able to provide like tangible resources for a woman, and that's one outlet to do it. I will like study and notice things that even my brother, for instance, will do when he has extra money. And even if it means that he will have no more money afterwards, he will like provide our little sister with like paying off something that's really important for her, like her car or insurance or something that she really, really needs, like a cell phone or something. He will provide that for her, even if it means that he has nothing left. And that is truly providing. That is what masculinity does and gives. Like they have to fill that role in providing something tangible for women, girls, ladies in their life. Isn't that such a beautiful thing? I think so. And I appreciate it so much because it's something so rare now, especially as women move up ahead of men in businesses and money and even like being more college educated. You know, in this culture, we glamorize and encourage single moms. You can go to any store really and purchase a mug or a t-shirt that says single mom life or messy hair, don't care, or, you know, the struggle is real. And instead of glamorizing that and selling that kind of bullshit, excuse my French, on a coffee mug, right? We should be instead putting sayings that say masculinity for the win, or bring masculine men back, like things that encourage men providing, right? Like, I have a provider man and I'm proud of that. Like, that's what we need to be putting on t-shirts and coffee mugs, not, oh, single mom swag or dog mom. Like, but hey, we Americans, we love that struggle life, right? Even though in other cultures where we're not even, they're not even as abundant in what they have access to, they very well know that men are the sole providers and women are the sole nurturers. And there's no argument about it. There's no tug of war over it. It's just like a known fact. Remember that the Bible says any man that does not provide for his own is worse than a non-believer. Remember that the Bible also says a man that does not work does not eat. You guys know I love to bring it back to biblical scriptures, huh? Just doing God's work. Anyways, this video has been all over the place. I'm going to shut up now. As always, if you guys find this content to be interesting and helpful, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment down below. Feel free to send me a DM or email me about one-on-one coaching. Check out my dating course down in the description box, all that jazz. Also, be sure to follow my fashion channel. I'm really having a lot of fun with that and keeping up with my fashion content. So make sure you check that out. And until the next video, I will talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye.